How we doing? To be honest, I don't feel tight and lean as I was a year ago. I'm a lot. How's everybody doing today? One of my first Uber pool rides was the Express Uber pool. I love it, man. I'm Gavin. Drive me around. It's gonna be great, man. I can't wait.
The whole night?
That's what he said he would do it for me. I mean, he was generous enough. I mean, he said he would stay sober. I don't know how he does it.
$300 in front, I'll do it.
You're good to go, man. You'll stay sober for 300?
Yeah.
Even with all those girls around I told you about?
Well, I put some on the back there, so you know.
Is into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
No.
Bitcoin was invented in 2009. And what Bitcoin did is it actually solved the problem of double spending money online. Institutions are catching on, but ultimately what's happening over the next few years is going to be widespread known. And now that it's out of the box, it just can't go back in. Recognize that too? Mehl. I'm back at Simon Medical for another MRI, bro. So, bro, I've got some nagging injuries from when I got hit by a car. Success, bro. Feel good. I feel terrific. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for the great MRI today. Oh, I got some paperwork over here. This is mine. I forgot to turn this in. Styling on me, bro. Got an important talk here for you, bro. This is really, really powerful. This talk's going to be called When You Get Bad News, Pop the Champagne. For those who've been following me for a while, for a long time, you may know that I've been mentored by a really an incredibly inspirational, powerful, authoritative, confident, successful gentleman. And I've talked about it in the past many times. He was 18 years old. By the time he was 18 years old, he already made his first $1 million. He was an orphan and he was adopted. He did not come from any money or any wealth or any sort of privilege. In fact, there's an amazing story I've talked about in the past about him, about how when he was in junior high, or actually coming into high school, his guidance counselor told him that in front of all of his friends, in front of all his peers, that he would never amount to anything, that he was such an embarrassment, that he should just go out and become a park ranger because he had no future, no success. And going into his freshman year in high school was like the most demoralizing thing. And then the next week he finds out that he was adopted. So he gets hit double whammy as a freshman in high school, say 13 years old, 14 years old, most sensitive time. And now all of a sudden he's finding out that, you know, his peers all think he's going to become a park ranger and a loser. And he's going to be basically, and that his parents aren't even his parents, he's adopted. So what happens? Well, he pretty much did what no other 13-year-old would ever do. And that is, he came across a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, just at the right time. He got invited to some sort of a meeting, and the guy at the meeting said, "I want you to read this book," and he gave him this book, and he brought it home with him, and it started resonating with him. A couple key things resonated with him, and he wasn't like so interested, you know, at the time, but he's like, you know, something stood out of the book, and one of the things was cure yourself of excuse-itis, the failure disease. And he said, wow, excuse-itis, the failure disease, cure myself of that. And he had all these excuses because his guidance counselor told him he's a loser in front of all his friends. He's adopted now. He's a loser. He has no chance. All these excuses. But he got this book and it says, cure yourself of excuse-itis. So he begins drilling himself and saying, you know what? He says, you know what? I'm going to be successful, and that's it, period. I'm going to do it. And that's it, period. He's like, I don't care what this guidance counselor tells me. I don't care that I was adopted. I'm going to cure myself of excuse-itis. I'm going to turn this into a raging fire I'm going to show him that I can do it. I'm going to prove it to him. He made it his burning passion and desire to become successful, and this moment ignited his fire to turn his frustration and anger into success. And then one day, when he was 18 years old, after he makes his first $1 million, he ends up showing up at a fine restaurant in Boston where he's from, and he gets out of the car that he got, his brand new car. He throws the keys over to the guy who's parking the cars to the valet, and guess who it is? It's his guidance counselor, parking his car at valet. And you know what he says? He gets out of the car, sees the guy, looks him in the eye, takes the keys, throws them to him, and he says, "Success is the best revenge." And he walked inside and said it was the proudest day of his life. The reason I tell you this story is because I got some bad news today. And I have a lot of reasons to make excuses. Basically, a company that I'm partner with and part of, that I earn income from, and they called me and said that they were going to go out of business. Well, we were going to go out of business basically and have to sell off our assets, and basically that was it. And it was happening in 3 days time. That was it. I'm like, what are we going to do? What can I do? And they said, just move on, I guess. That was it. That was the news. And I thought of this story, and I thought of these moments, and you know what I did? I smiled. And I remember the line that he always taught me, and that he said, when bad things happen, pop the champagne, because something good, something better is about to come. Something way more than you ever imagined is about to come to pass. So today's a perfect day for me to share that inspirational story with you. Remember that when bad things happen, pop the champagne, because your life's about to change. You're about to take it to the next level, man, and achieve your dreams. That's exactly how I feel today. So, success, the best revenge. How you doing, officer? Hey. You guys, how you doing?
So I'm gonna send...
Success is the best revenge. And when bad things happen, pop the champagne. Do I look like I'm happy? You get bad news though. I got bad news. You got really kind of like bad news. When that happened, my mind, my imagination started going about, you know what it did? It started unlocking the power of my brain, the creative power of my brain, to begin to think of new things I could be doing with the time I'd been spending on that. New opportunities. What can I do to become better? How can I make YouTube and fitness like my full-time focus, and helping people and building this channel, this brand, and building like a chat room or a question room, or designing my course, or writing a book so I can really do my audio courses in private rooms and private calls. I mean, all these things started coming to my brain of how I could grow this channel and get this out there to more people and really make a difference. And I feel so good about it. I feel so good. So remember, bad things happen. Pop the champagne, bro. Here in California street, that is. Another day in paradise. Time to walk. Done, bro.